Right. We ready to go live?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't kill him though.
Sure, yeah.
What? We haven't talked about it.
I don't think we should kill him.
Okay.
Fine. I'm gonna roll a dice. No.
Try to persuade. No.
Two-sided. It's gonna be a two-sided die.
Well, welcome back. Hope everyone's refreshed.
I am.
Cheers.
What are we gonna do?
I'm mixing my drinks though, which is never a good sign.
You've just discovered that he has some sort of undead children that he seems to have sort of maybe accidentally resurrected, and he's crying. And he pointed to a trapdoor down to the basement.
Well, I would like to ask him, did you know that it was necromancy, or were you led to believe that it was going to be some sort of divine resurrection type spell? Like, what kind of experience do you have with scrolls? What was going on here?
He is just sobbing into his hands right now. It took all his effort to ask you to kill his kids. He is not. He is not.
At this point, I would be uncharacteristically showing compassion and empathy towards the Hobbit, and I'd just be shaking my head at Aramil and it's like, ask later. This can be a conversation for another time. I mean, it would be noticeably uncharacteristic of Malfas at this point.
I don't think there's any reason to not notify the authorities after we handle the problem in the basement.
I nod in agreement with Wolfslayer and draw my bow.
So, what is this? None of this has anything to do with the two-headed dog. This is just.
Well, we're
Right.
gonna find out. And
So-
I'll open the trapdoor.
Okay, you open the trapdoor.
Yeah.
At
Wow,
this point,
okay.
I would like...
Roll initiative.
Ah, damn it. Wolfslayer!
You're welcome.
I haven't knocked an arrow. I've just got it off my shoulder. God, give the guy some time to prepare.
All right, initiative. Initiative.
This is just,
This is what you get. You stupid
But I opened
make
the
believe.
door. How can I go last if I'm the one who opened the door? That doesn't make sense.
this is just a D20, right? No modifier.
Yeah,
No, it's plus
D20
2.
No, plus dex.
Oh, plus dex. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Let me. Well, 7 plus 3, so 10.
Oh, wow, I got an 18. As always, the druid is,
What's
most
your dex?
perceptive. I have 0. I just rolled natural 18.
Oh, wow. Very
Oh,
nice.
I've done it wrong. D20 plus
2 D20, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. You're
Well.
very, very fast.
Okay,
to react.
so it's Aramil first. I'll just write this down. Aramil. With what did you get
Pardon
total?
me.
I had a 18.
18 total. Okay. Who was next?
Looks like
Scarlet,
Scarlet at 12.
Then me. I had a 10.
Scarlet 12. Plus 10. You got a critical fail, didn't you? So, unfortunately, as you go to pull the hatch up, at the same time as you sort of twist the thing to unlock the hatch and pull it up, there is a giant shove from below, and it knocks you onto your back. You are now prone. Your weapon is flung 5 foot to the side of you. You can still act in the first turn, though.
It's okay. She is a weapon. Kind of. As long as it's not against trees or tracks.
Okay, that means Aramil, you're up, and I should put on some music.
Okay, so someone has just... She opened the door, she got flung to the side, something pushed against the door, and I'm assuming it's going to be a small undead hobbit child? Is that what I see?
From the angle for which you're at, you can't really see very easily because the hatch is kind of half open, blocking it. They haven't come out yet, so you can't really see unless you move around the edge. You're in a very cramped hobbit room anyway, so...
Okay, presumably it's going to be 2 undead little children things crawling out of a hobbit hole. It's crazy. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try to close the hatch because that seems stupid to have opened it.
Okay.
Just try to close it again.
Sure, you go
So
up to
that
the
we can-
hatch, and you notice that as you get to the hatch, just over the hole, you can see this undead, damaged, partially decayed hobbit child. Female, probably, you're thinking somewhat about 7 years old. Sort of flesh hanging off from her cheek. There's some maggots crawling over her shoulder, and her clothing it looked like it was once good funeral clothing, but it's soiled in places with, well, mud and bits of just general corpse goo. Looking up at you.
Oh, okay. Well, I changed my plans immediately upon seeing this and decide that the unholiness must be cleansed. And good Lord, is that disgusting? So
See, I was right all along.
I'll as expected. Okay, so I'll use my I forget the terminology. It's not my action. It's my
Bonus action?
Bonus action.
oh yeah, my bonus action. I'll enchant my my staff, which I'll draw my staff. Cast Shillelagh.
Boom.
Which
You
is,
pull out this quarterstaff, which is tight in this room, unfortunately, and you cast Shillelagh on it, and it sort of shrinks slightly and turns heavier at one end, and sort of green vines grow up it and tighten around it, and it becomes weightier in your hand.
Okay, and obviously, from here we'll smash the thing in the face. We'll do a
Okay.
called shot. I'm gonna hit it in the head.
That would just generally be a normal attack. You don't have any sort of moves as a druid that you know how to particularly hit parts of them.
Okay.
You just know how to
roll
hit
normal attack.
stuff, not really how to hit
the
stuff specifically.
The last two monsters that I attacked, I rolled well, and I remember. If you remember, you had me. I golf club swung an animal's head off. So, it was natural for me at this point to hit things in the face. So,
The position
Okay.
you have currently over it, I will let you have advantage on that. Because
Oh,
you are
great.
currently
That means
right
I
over the
get to
top of it as it's trying to come out. You're basically playing whack-a-mole with this one.
You are welcome.
I get to re-roll then because you didn't mention that until I
Yeah.
rolled it too. All right, so I got to roll separately then. So this is going to be roll 2d20, keep highest one.
I mean, you could just roll another
You've already rolled a
d20.
2, just roll another 1.
Yeah,
Don't
I
roll-
was gonna say.
Just roll 1.
Nice try, Rumba. You min-maxing scallywag. I'm just going to invalidate my whole bad roll.
Yeah, of course. I got a 9 on that.
You've got a
and
9.
7. So I got a 9.
Okay. You just managed to clip it in the head as it sort of slowly shambles backwards up the steps, and you just managed to clip it just sort of on the cheek and the jaw on the way down. How much damage did you do? Roll damage.
It's already part of the first roll. 1 plus 3.
1 plus 3. Okay, so you get
I
4
was-
damage.
It was a massive fail of a roll, that first one.
Yeah, so you just clip it on the jaw and the cheek. It's so light that it doesn't even really damage the flesh at all, but you do get a bit of a whack to the side, and it just seems fairly unfazed by that. So that's 4 points of damage. Okay.
Rats.
Well done.
No,
That
it wasn't.
means it would
Did you
now
see the
be
roll?
Scarlet.
You've basically put that head in the bunker with that hit. In the rough, in the bunker, somewhere around there. You may have even put it in the lake.
Yeah, it could have been worse. I could have, like they're saying in chat, I could have rolled a 1 instead of a 2.
That is actually a very good point. Okay, I think we're losing Scarlet.
Scarlet's roboting. Scarlet's roboting.
The camera is frozen as well.
At least it didn't freeze on a derp face.
This is true.
That's
Always
a
a
very good
benefit.
point, actually.
Like, she actually looks really good there. If
Yeah.
it was me, it would have frozen on me making, like, some horrid face.
That could be a profile picture right there.
You make some valid points. Shall we just skip her
Melfas.
turn? Yeah, okay, well, she's shocked.
Good, bad. Oh, no.
Oh, no, there she is.
Oh,
Scarlet!
Wait, no. No.
Oh no, her camera's reloading because it froze. It needs to reinitiate. Can you hear us?
Ground controls to Scarlet.
I. Is it back? I don't know what's going on.
You're sort of back. What do you like to do?
Okay, I will. Okay, I'm back. Awesome. Right.
It looks like you're a
I
watercolor.
She enters watercolor mode.
I will, I guess, grab my 2 swords and. Okay, what have we got left in this room?
You have an Aramil who's just swung down at something coming out of the below.
Okay.
You have a wolf slayer on her back. You have
Possibly looking a little surprised.
a Malfas standing next to you. She looks at you.
Mostly annoyed.
Okay, mostly annoyed.
Like she's beginning to rage.
Oh, that's a good point.
She's pissed off, maybe. But yeah, what do you want to do? You want to free action, draw sword. Bonus action, draw other sword.
I'll draw both my swords, yeah.
Okay. So you've got a movement and an action left.
Okay, I will, I guess. I guess just charge forward.
Okay, you run forwards to the side. You see this zombified, horrible child halfling, which has just got slightly whacked in the face, but is completely, like, almost shrugging it off. You can attack it.
Yeah, why not? I'll attack.
Okay, you have advantage on your attack rolls.
Okay, so that's. How do I do this again? 2d20.
2d20 K1
K1.
plus any pluses you have.
Plus. You have to bear with me because I'm not sure how to do the attacks.
Sure.
That's fine. Most of us aren't.
Okay, do K1 plus. Yeah, like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to use here.
/R space 2d20 K1, which will keep the highest one, and
Okay.
then plus any like dexterity or proficiency bonus you have, which I think for you
That
is
would be-
like loads.
Yeah, that would be. Oh my god, where is it?
Your dex is +3, right?
Yeah,
So it'll be dex plus proficiency is +5 in total.
plus 5. Okay.
How big is this room, roughly?
We're talking maybe 10 feet by couldn't be more than probably at 10, really. 10 feet by 10 feet by about 14 actually. It's not particularly large. And that is a hit. That is very much a hit. Would you like to roll damage then?
Okay.
Would you like to roll damage?
that one.
Nah, actually, I don't think so.
I'll be happy.
So I do that one.
That'll be your 1d6 for short sword plus your dex.
1d8.
No, it's 1d6 for short sword.
I have 1d8 slashing here for short swords.
Short swords are definitely 1d6. Rapier is 1d8.
Rapier is one.
You went-
Yeah.
You went for short sword.
1d6
Okay. Plus your dex.
plus 9.
Okay, so you sort of swing down with your first sword and cleave it atop the sort of the chest, and you clip its clavicle, and sort of this bone easily just splits. It's been dead for quite a while, and sort of ichor flies across the room. You do 7 points of damage, and you get your other attack with your other weapon.
Okay. So basically just do the same thing again? Or it would
yeah.
be
The second time around, you don't get to add your dex to your damage, though.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the same to hit. Did you hit?
4. Oh. 2d20k1. Oh. 2d20k1.
That's a hit.
Okay.
And you rolled a 4 for damage, so I'm going to just take that. And you spin in with the other sword from the side and give it a jab just sort of below the arm into the rib cage. It doesn't go in particularly far. You kind of went a little bit off balance, fighting something so low with your first swing. But you get a little bit of a jab in there, and it sort of gives off a... That makes it Mel's turn.
Okay. Is there anyone in this small room, given the positions of my companions around the around the hatch where I would be able to get a clear shot with a bow.
Yes, but you'd be counted in combat, so you'd be at disadvantage to shoot.
I'd be in combat. Okay.
But you'd have advantage because they're at an awkward position, so you'd be at a straight normal shot. But you would be in combat.
I have got my bow out because I was pulling my bow out. Is there a way I could draw my daggers instead of my bow? Like, is there a combination of my actions?
I'll let
my
you
rapier,
just...
sorry.
Oh, your rapier, not daggers.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you just want to get the rapier out, that's a free action, and I'll let you just drop the bow as part of getting the rapier out. You can just drop it on the floor.
Okay, well, given the very confined area, it seems that the bow would be a disadvantageous weapon to use, so I'll draw my rapier, move in, and actually go for an attack.
Okay. You can draw your dagger as an extra action, so it's a bonus action, then you can attack with both of them at once.
Well, in that case, yes.
Your dagger's an offhand weapon as well.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so use your free action to draw the rapier and drop the bow, use a bonus action to pull out the dagger, and then you move around the side and then stabby, stabby, stabby.
Okay, so...
Advantage on both the attacks.
2d20, K1, so plus my dexterity bonus, which is... I've got 16 dexterity, so that's plus 3, yeah?
Plus 3, yeah.
Oh, my lord, that was a bad one for the rapier.
Wow!
Yes.
Yeah, you jab with the rapier and you take a chunk out of the floor in one place.
Okay.
you
Literally,
not exactly
terrible.
sure how you missed such a slow-moving, obvious target at, like, this awkward position that it has. You could just easily kind of just poke its eyes out. You honestly no idea how you just were a bit too... Looking at it, it was just...
I know what happened. I banged my horns on the bloody roof and it threw me off.
You clip your horns on the bloody roof, and it jerks your head up at the last moment, and you sort of go wide with your rapier. Yeah.
Stupid roof. Okay, so once more for the dagger. Give me something better. Come on. Really? 12?
That is a hit.
Right, what's the...
You do not get to add your dex to this.
That's fine. What was the damage for dagger?
I think it's D4?
D4. Okay, so just roll 1d4.
1. Okay, so
is this a
you
sneak attack for me? Because it's engaged with other things?
Ooh, it is actually engaged with friendly, so yes, you would get your D6.
Please give me something more than a 1. Come on, I've got to redeem myself somehow with this roll. Oh, my lord. 4. Oh,
you miss with the rapier, and as you're sort of going off balance with the rapier, you just swing around with your dagger in the other hand and jab it in just below the sternum. It doesn't go particularly far. You sort of... The awkward angle you're doing it at, you sort of end up ricocheting off a few ribs towards the end of the cut, but you do manage to get fairly far in.
Well, everyone else, I expect great things from you because I've just basically consumed all of the bad luck rolls in one go. So, well, actually, Wolf Slayer.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, actually, you took the majority of that, I would say. But I mopped up the rest. So really, this should be clean sailing for the rest of it.
Wolf Slayer.
I would like to go and pick up my axe. How far away is that?
About 5 foot from you.
Oh, 5, so I can take the step, pick it up.
You get up, takes you 15 feet to get up. I think it's half your movement. You move the 5 feet to grab the axe. You can move the 5 feet back.
And not attack.
And not attack. If you don't want to attack.
No, I'm saying, and then I wouldn't be able to attack.
Oh, no, you can. You've still got movement to get back, and then you can go. Whoop.
All right. Well, I'm going to do that and rage.
Okay, so angrily turning around after grabbing your axe off the floor, you're pissed that you had to let go of it. You turn around and just double-handed axe. You do advantage from that position.
Lovely.
At this point, I would...
So advantage is rolling 2 and
Keep 1.
keeping 1
Mhm.
plus 5. 18.
That is a hit.
And D12. 15.
Okay. I need to roll some dice. And that was 15 damage.
Yeah.
You just go overhand with this axe blade as the zombie sort of comes up the steps, and just straight through the top of its head, cleaving downwards, It's not particularly large bodied. It's just a halfling child, a bit rotten, and kind of falling apart.
Was.
You just completely go down to
Was.
about the pelvis, shake the axe a little bit, and pull it free with a sort of sucking sound as it comes out. It falls onto the steps, and rolls down into the darkness.
Next.
Okay. So now it's my go. The second, this one, a boy, maybe a little bit younger, hair sort of tousled. Some of it's come off with parts of the scalp missing, and you can see the skull underneath.
Okay.
Walks up. Gets into combat range with you guys at the top of the steps, and is going to hit. You're there, you're there. It's probably going to be Malfas or Wolfslayer. Let me just check. Malfas.
Drat.
That will be a hit.
How come you're not
So-
rolling in the D20?
So that you don't know how close I am to hitting you and not hitting you. So that you have to try and gauge it.
How can we gauge it when all you say is it's a hit?
Describe.
Okay.
I describe it. I will tell if it's like crits though, because then you can't gauge.
Okay.
So the halfling child comes up towards you, shambling, arms at its sides, raises its arms, and brings them down on you as you're still trying to come back from that really poor swing with the rapier, and just catches you across the shoulder and the top of the chest,
Okay.
doing...
How is a halfling child able to reach the top of my shoulder and chest, considering I'm 185 centimeters tall?
It brings its arms down, and it comes across your crotch and your thigh.
Somehow I think I may be better with the shoulders and chest.
Oh, critical. Extra die. Gets one more dice.
You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage
Okay.
to the crotch.
What does that mean? What is bludgeoning damage? Is it
If it would be like if you have resistance to bludgeoning, or if you have resistance to piercing, or resistance to fire. For the
Okay.
general purpose of this, it doesn't make a difference, but it's painful.
you're gonna
Don't
have,
believe
have some
leather
bruises.
armor has any kind
Oh.
of... does leather armor have any?
No, your armor makes a difference to your armor class. So,
Oh,
to
right,
hit-
yeah, okay, so...
I rolled high enough. I didn't even need to ask.
yeah, right. No, that's cool. At this point, I imagine, given where it smacked me, I'm literally just going to fall back on my ass.
It's not that bad, but you're in
Really?
a little bit of pain.
My
It's not.
damage prevention reflexes of that region of my body are going to be fairly sharp. It wouldn't
It's
need to
not
be very much.
necessarily right on the particular point, but it's close enough
Okay.
that your reflexes will be a little bit worried. But you're not.
My
crippled.
tail wags furiously behind me.
It knocks off a vase.
Guys,
That makes it Aramil's go.
Okay. Let's try it again. So okay, so this little undead child has climbed out of the
Yep.
thing, so there is no more advantage, right?
No more advantage.
And is he in front of me now, or am I behind him, or...
You're
I mean, he's obviously in front of
a
me,
reasonable
basically.
range. I'd say you could hit him with your shillelagh.
Can I come around from behind and get behind him?
Not really. He's kind of already moved up the steps a little bit to the side, and it's not a particularly big room. You're having difficulty just getting in amongst all your companions, but you can hit him from where you are. You can't really
Okay.
get to the side of him, though.
But it is 4-on-1, so presumably I can surround him.
He's surrounded by a wall on the other side, and I think the entrance to the kitchen as well.
Okay, well we'll just give it the good old, the 1-2,
Okay.
smack him in the head, like we do. So yeah, I'm not going to use my bonus action. There's really nothing I can think of.
My
Like
chat-
outside of certain spells, is there anything you can use it on? As like drawing weapons, or I don't need to. So.
I mean, not really that I can think of.
I could heal Malfas's balls, but I don't really want to. So I'm perfectly fine with him having some problems down there for a while.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll just roll to attack then.
Balance is going to come back and bite you in the ass one of these days, Aramil. You know this.
I rolled a 10.
That is a hit.
Okay. And damage rolls 10.
As the hobbit turns towards you, seeing you come towards him, you... Boop! And you, how much was the damage?
10.
10.
Yeah, I have... It's a 1d8 plus 3. I rolled a 7.
Okay, you don't just bop him. You full-on, like, baseball bat. It's a game they play somewhere down south in the Lyran Empire. Straight across the face as he looks towards you.
Did I knock his head off?
Sickeningly cracks and turns to the side and looks back towards you now, sort of on its side like that.
Wonderful. The undead need to die. Again.
Okay, that would make it Scarlet's turn.
It's not dead yet. Jeez. Okay.
Hey, I'm
Wow,
determined
the
to
other
finish
one took
this
an
off.
awful lot of damage if you weren't paying attention to the numbers. It is a zombie after all.
Yeah, I'm determined to finish this off, so I'm just going to use my swords on it again. Just charge forward at it.
Cool.
So, main sword.
That's a hit.
There's 17, and then damage of hit was 6 as well.
So swinging forwards with your sword, you deliver one massive cut along its abdomen, and it's so deep that you can see these guts on the inside. They smell. There is a horrible stench permeates the room. And the other sword?
I'll use the other sword.
Remember, you don't get dex on this one for damage.
Yeah, so 17 and 5.
So the other sword, you bring it along its thigh all the way down from sort of its pelvis all the way down to its knee, and it's sort of a downward arc, and you cut open a lot of the tissue there, exposing meat, which is still fairly thick meat, so it's not all rotten yet, but it does part fairly easily. And the halfling sort of stoops and sort of has trouble limping towards you. It's still going, but it's incredibly badly damaged by those attacks. That would make it Malfas.
Okay. Well, at this point, my tail still wagging furiously, I will simply go for a thrust with my rapier. So that would be a... I have been told by my chat that I should be +5, not +3ing this, because of proficiency as well, because I was only adding my dex. So that would be... do I have advantage because it basically turns to the others now, or given that I was hurt? Okay, so that would be 1d20 +5. Yeah.
That is a hit.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad then. And it would be, for my rapier, 1d8 and then 1d6 for the sneak attack. Do I still get that, considering it's engaged?
Yes, because it's engaged with friendlies.
Someone had commented, and I was wondering if this is true or not, that undead are not susceptible to sneak attack.
Ooh.
They are. It's not a sneak attack, but he gets the bonus because it's engaged with enemies. Basically, like
I'm not
knows
sneaking
how
up
to
on
psych
it,
them up.
it's just that it's
Yeah.
distracted by someone else. But no, that's fair enough, because I'm calling it sneak attack, because that's my attack.
Yeah,
for it.
I'm a mechanic nerd, so I'm going to ask questions like that, you know.
Oh, it's fine. I was interested in the answer myself. So, D8 for this is a 3, then a D6 for it. 6 damage for that. That's my rapier.
Plus your dex.
Oh, okay, which is an extra 3, so 9.
9. You come up right behind it and spear it direct. Well, it sort of turns to the side, and you manage to just sort of inch around behind it and stab it. And you manage to get it from just sort of near the spine at the back and up through its chest. And the point of your rapier pops out of its chest near the front, directly sort of through the vital organs in the chest. And then you pull it out. And it sort of falls to the ground and then gets back up.
Okay. Can I attack with my dagger?
Briefly dead,
Okay.
but recovers itself.
Am I good to go with the dagger as well?
You are good to go with the dagger.
So that's just another D20 plus 5.
That's a hit.
Okay. And the dagger is D4, was that right?
yes. Not plus dex because it's your offhand.
Yeah. So that's plus 3, and then plus my sneak attack damage as well.
Yep. Oh, can you do sneak attack on a sec? I guess.
don't know.
I'll have to check the rules.
That seems like
I
a
asked
lot of
earlier
extra
about
rolls.
that.
Yeah. We'll let it slide for now. How much damage is that in total?
5 in total.
5 in total. Okay. You slash it along the neck with a sort of a backhanded blow as you see it getting back up, and you open the side of its neck. There's a straight up to, through its arteries. A blow would normally kill a living creature, and its head flops even more to the side, and it falls to the ground again. And then again, it gets up, unholy life just filling it, and it turns around and
Why won't you die?
That would make it Wolfslayer's turn.
I can fix that.
Fantastic.
All right. I'm just gonna take another swing.
How much
9.
is that? That is a hit.
Yeah, I just hit
Wow.
Really?
The 4.
Half
Wow.
a child zombie.
All right.
Be right back.
10 points.
10 points of damage. Okay.
With a 4.
You just come across from the side. How would you like to do this?
This kid has a lot of health. He
With a 4?
I did 10.
Really?
Avak did 12. Like what? Jeez, what a tank.
I'll
How would
swing
you like to finish him off?
my axe, cleave it right through, slice it down, falling off the side, gore sprays all over the father, traumatizing everyone. Brilliant.
Okay, so with a little bit of a shove to her compatriots nearby to get in, the big half-elf pulls the axe fully back, knocks a painting off the wall, and swings it fully through. And it just passes through like butter. It goes straight through near the clavicle, cleaves straight through, not really even slowing down when it hits the bones, and it pops out near the pelvis. The halfling just sort of folds at the center, top half falling one way, bottom half falling the other. Intestines flump out, stomach juices all over the floor. The carpet in the living room soaks it up. There's a spray out towards the door from where your axe came at the bottom. Sort of congealed blood as well, which is a sort of dark brown by now, just added to that. And the remains of what is effectively probably some sort of last meal, vaguely visible. Everyone is somewhat traumatized. You said you wanted traumatized.
I came back at a
She
good
is
time.
raging. She's raging right now, so it makes sense.
Darn right.
Everyone who isn't raging, make a constitution check.
Damn it.
You fool! Why did you bring this up?
Constitution says D20 plus Constitution. Is that it?
Yep.
I got a 15.
I got 4.
Oh, I got a crit.
Well
My
done.
first crit. Yeah. So I gain
Your
gain
first
like
crit is to hold in your breakfast.
I know.
I gain like
Well
five,
done.
5 health permanently, right? That's how it works.
You look awesome. You just stand there like this gore splashes over your face, and with this sort of chiseled jaw, you just go.
Seems
got
about
the
right.
two? Who got the
Scarlet did. I got
Scarlet?
15 in total.
You gag as you try to hold down bile and vomit. You don't throw up, but there is a
Yay.
taste of vomit in your mouth.
Uh,
Is combat over?
You may now exit combat.
Okay.
I immediately turn to the father and say, "Tell us how to find the necromancer."
You just quite messily killed his kids in his living room. The father is currently catatonic on the sofa.
people thought I was bad for taking Peggy Bank.
You just look round and he is there, just pale.
Probably covered in
Shaking.
gore as well, considering
Wait.
what I came back to.
I need to understand how does rage mechanic work? When Wolfslayer left combat, did she lose the rage?
Yeah.
She would lose the rage 6 seconds after losing combat.
Okay, so before she does that, I want to try to persuade her to finish off the halfling father.
Actually, it will last a minute, I guess, because you did kill your enemies, so you can have it sustained for a minute, because it says a minute out of combat.
So I look over to her and say, Wolf Slayer, he did commit necromancy, so perhaps we should just finish the job.
Is there any
You
way
should
I
finish the
could
job.
get involved with this to try and counter-persuade?
I'm not going to make people roll to persuade
No.
each other about this. You can just make arguments to her, and she
Okay.
can choose what to do.
I'm just going to flat out say that if we kill him, we can't find the source of the problem.
I'm flat out going to say, if we kill him, then we may as well just leave this village, because we couldn't be trusted around anyone else here.
Yeah, I'm with Wolf Slayer on this
And-
one. Pretty much.
We can
So
go to
yeah,
another
And,
village.
and I don't have to continue the rage, so I'm going to let that go.
Okay. You simmer down. Your
She's not like the
muscles,
Hulk. She
go
has a
back to
choice
their
over
normal,
this.
steely demeanor
Yeah.
instead of just sort of pumped.
That's the
That
secret.
would be kind of funny.
I'm always raging.
Well played.
Look, you can rage, I think, once a day, though, right?
Twice.
It's like a skill.
Twice a day
Okay,
at
yeah.
level 1.
Twice per long rest. So,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
theoretically possible to do it more than twice a day, but not.
Yeah.
When you're sleeping but not sleeping. Got it.
You just saw what she did to these halfling children. You really trying to egg her on?
No, I completely support what Wolf Slayer just did to these undead. They were unnatural. They deserved it. There's no greater justice we could have sought.
Malfas, I am
So now-
not particularly amused by Aramil. And it's very plain that I find his reasoning very questionable.
So yeah, now we can settle down and have a polite conversation about how to deal with this misguided father figure who has suffered quite a bit already. Now, I'm not saying he gets to go free, but I am saying, at the very least, first, should we not try to find who sold him this scroll and prevent the problem from occurring again to some other weak person?
I agree with that.
And I use that word, weak.
I flat out agree with that. Also, I'm peering down into the cellar with my dark vision just to see if there's anything else down there of note.
You look down into the cellar. You can roll perception.
Okay. That's wisdom. Drag.
You see some
cellar.
boxes. There's a bag of coal. There's some potatoes.
Okay.
All right. Is the Hobbit father is passed out? You said, or is he? He said he's catatonic, so he's out.
He's conscious, but he's non-responsive.
In shock.
Very far in shock.
What kind of things can we do to like try to fix that? Is there a specific attribute that would apply to like trying to calm him down, or
You could try and roll a medicine roll if you want, but it's not very easily a medicine thing.
yeah? Well, then what do we do? What do you want to do? You're the one that scared the shit out of him. So what, are we gonna sit around and wait, or what?
I'm pretty sure
mean-
we all had a hand in that.
On the one hand, we could murder him, and it's not really murder because he's a necromancer. On the other hand,
That is
we
not
could
an
just
option.
sit around. We could just sit around and wait for this man that you've horribly traumatized to speak up. So I look to Wolf Slayer and say,
So is
"What do
he
you
a
want to do?"
murderer? Is he a necromancer that deserves murder, or a man that I have traumatized? Is he
He's
is
a
both
father
the
stricken
he is
by
both the
grief.
victim and the perpetrator of a crime?
That's balance.
Necromancy's worse in my mind than being traumatized. So I don't see why.
We don't know that he realized it was necromancy. We don't know what this scroll was sold to him as. It could
Does
have
that
been
matter?
anything. Yes, of course it matters.
Why?
Do you not believe in the gods? Do the
Of course I
gods?
believe.
Well, the gods can do whatever they want. They can cast miracles or they can cast curses. If a god said it would bring back someone to life, not undeath, would that be a miracle or would it be necromancy? It would be a miracle. You don't know what it was said to him. We need to find this out before we start casting judgment.
I agree. It could have been either, but it wasn't. It was necromancy. He committed necromancy.
Pick the guy up, and if he's got any gore on him, I'll kind of brush it off, and then I'm going to take him out onto, I'm assuming there's like a front porch or a front stoop or something like that, and sit him down. Yeah. Sit him down out there in a less traumatizing environment, because I am hoping to persuade some information about the person who sold the scroll out of him when he gradually starts to come to.
You put him on the front step, and
just kind of sit down there next to him.
Okay. So, anything anyone wants to do? How long are you going to wait here? I mean, this might take a little while.
You guys can continue our conversation. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Seeing a would-be Goliath carrying a halfling out of the room does tend to halt conversations. But at this point, it seems pointless to be arguing over it. I am going to quite sternly oppose any idea to kill the man. I don't feel that we are judge, jury, and executioner.
Oh, I don't really care what we do. I'm just saying that you're making the argument that what he did could have been okay, but
could have been.
It's necromancy.
I'm not saying it is.
It's necromancy. I oppose your idea that it's okay. Necromancy is not okay.
It's grief.
See, I'm against the idea of killing them, but my logic for this is he'd spoken to me the night before and made a point of inviting us to his house, which makes me think he might have felt some sort of guilt to make a point to have us there to deal with this.
Outside.
Whoops, there's being attacked.
Claws.
He bit her. Let's go kill him.
Am I aware that there's a stray cat clawing at Wolfslayer at the moment?
There is a meow.
Really? Or were you talking about hearing my cat?
Well, the GM just said a stray cat was clawing at Wolfslayer. That was a valid question from almost definitely Anna there, just seeking clarification. Are we rolling with the
stray cat.
Okay.
Claws her briefly and then moves on, and it does move. She sneezes.
Wolfslayers are allergic to cats.
And Malfas?
No.
Immediately stops the argument. Tail whips around violently, knocking various things over, and I stumble backwards into the nearest object. Pointedly looking towards the direction of the meow.
You knock the other vase off the table that you knocked off earlier.
Malfas, slayer of vases!
I'm just looking at Malfas. Are you okay?
I'm literally... I have a look of very disquieted. My tail is flipping back and forth. I don't look happy anymore. At all. Don't look argumentative. Look very, very unhappy. Agitated to an extreme.
Okay. Well, slowly over the course of the next half an hour, you get your wits back. Battle Aurora slowly stops shaking as much. Starts sobbing into Wolfslayer's shoulder, which is a little bit odd considering that now there are tears mixed with certain other messy fluids in her armor.
I don't wear armor.
Well, sorry, in your clothing, I would guess. Your wares.
Wares? What?
I don't know. It's not really normal clothing. It's ragtag sort of put together barbarian clothing. And he says, "What do you want to know?"
What?
What do you want to know?
Everything. Now, who sold you the scroll? How do we find him?
Some traveling guy who was selling like magical items and stuff. He
Where?
passed through a week ago. He left. I don't know.
Am I the only one that's out there at this point?
The others have the door open. They can hear. You're the only one out there.
All right. Basically, I want to try and find out which direction the guy went in, what he was riding, or like, did he have a cart? Like that sort of information.
He was on foot. He had a handcart. He headed towards Port Town. It's the other way from the way you came into the village.
And I look
So,
at him and I say, now answer this one very carefully. What did you think you were getting?
Aramil perks up.
Make a
Listens
persuasion roll.
carefully.
Make a persuasion roll?
Whoa.
Oh,
That's how you roll a critical there, I remember. Not to avoid being sick, to actually get information.
He
Getting
breaks
information.
down and starts sobbing into your shoulder again, and sort of almost like he's sort of half hugging into you. And he says haltingly between sobs, I knew something was dodgy. I just thought that it would bring them back. I was hoping.
And so before anything else can happen, I immediately go outside and with my bonus action cast the thing and smack him in the head. I have to.
Initiative.
I must.
Initiative.
It's the moment you would start moving, Malfas would try to interfere.
Let's do it.
Okay.
This guy's a necromancer.
I mean, Malfas is not going to be violent about it, but he's going to literally
Roll.
try to stop you.
Roll initiative.
Okay.
Aramil can have advantage because he did just act suddenly
Yeah, that's fair enough.
after a long period of silence.
Okay, well, that's me out of it. Goodbye, Aramil.
20.
20.
Oh, okay. I'm testing
Oh,
a
wow.
new Mac. You rolled not a natural 20.
No.
No. Not a natural 20. I rolled an
Okay.
18 plus 2.
Oh,
This is just initiative, right?
What does
no,
initiative get? Oh, it's Dex,
plus
is
Dex.
it? Oh,
Dexterity.
right. Well, in that case, mine is 8.
16.
So you've got 19? Oh, no. What's your Dex?
16. I have no
right.
dex modifier.
Okay.
Okay, so it's Wolfslayer on 20. Then what did you get, Malthus?
Oh, I got 8. I'm still shaky
Oh.
from the cat meow.
Scarlet?
I haven't really been taking anything to do with this, so I'm not sure whether I should roll. I've just been.
Sure, you can just take a back seat until you choose to intervene, and then you can roll. So that will be Aramil walks up behind Wolfslayer and Battle Roarer, produces his staff, shillelaghs it, and Wolfslayer now notices, as soon as he pops up behind and casts shillelagh, what his intentions are. Wolfslayer, you go first.
I take the hit.
Aramil, roll to attack.
See what your bloodlust has brought? It has brought violence
Bloodlust.
between
It's-
brethren.
It is nature.
Nature
the
has just
necromancer
caused
must be
you to
killed.
commit. Wow, it's not kinslay.
Okay, so do I have time to stop the attack? Is it am I already swinging or can I?
If
Am
you
I
just-
actually going to have?
she just moves in between you. As you bring the thing down, you can just stop it. Like, you can just hold it.
All right. Well, I'm not going to attack her. So I swing the weapon down. As it's coming down, she moves in between the two of them and prevents the swing. And I just say, he just confessed. He must be killed. Why are you trying to prevent this?
Have you never made a mistake?
Not one involving the undead.
Is this still
He
combat?
should be tried by local laws. This isn't
choose to intervene.
anything to do with us any further than finding the root cause. He is not a necromancer. He's an idiot that found a scroll and in grief thought it would bring him hope. He committed a crime, yes, and a crime against nature. But it was a
So
mistake.
long-
He is no necromancer. This
So
poor
long as he-
fool, in spite of his name, is no threat. He hasn't got any more children.
Oh,
Okay.
that's so harsh.
Are you
true.
so sure? He may not have more children, but where is his wife? I want to now. I'm going to turn to him and ask him, "Where's your wife?"
I'm not going to stop that question.
You said he hadn't got any more children, at which point he's just completely almost catatonic again. Not quite, but he is way not able to answer that question, especially from a guy who just tried to kill him.
Okay.
He is sobbing. He's
All right.
shaking.
Wolfslayer, as long as he's dealt with, I don't care how it's done, but he must be dealt with.
Agreed.
Okay.
At this
So
point,
I'll-
Malfas
I'm done with
would be
combat then.
agreeing from inside the room with that assessment.
Sure.
So there's no contest at this point.
Scarlet sips at a cup of tea that she left earlier.
With her piggy bank cuddled.
Stroking
Very
it.
much.
My precious.
Okay. A while later, he gets off the steps. He walks back inside, and he turns to you, and he says, without raising his head to look at you, he says, "I would like to be alone with them for a little while, if that's okay." Yeah. And he goes over to a side table, produces this ring with a segmented back to it, with like a finger cap. And he
An
gives
armor
it
ring.
to Wolfslayer.
Loot!
And he says, take, and this as well. And he off the nearby mantelpiece, he takes a plate, a set of plates, which are obviously the fine sort of silver engraved plates or something. And he says, "You've been really helpful. You deserve this. I'm sure it'll be worth something."
At this point, Malfas, well, I would chime in. Sorry, I will slip up every now and then. But I chime in and say, well, I think as unnatural as their deaths may have been at this point, or their second deaths, they deserve to be put to rights properly. Use the plate for that. Pay for a funeral. That's me just talking. Everyone else can disagree, but...
He sort of shrugs and says, I'll do it myself. It's fine."
I'm not comfortable with him doing anything on his own right now.
Yeah,
You
no
said
argument.
Wolf.
But the
Wolfslayer,
okay, so
yeah.
the problem that we have right now is that didn't we find out last night that there are no sheriffs here because they were killed by his kids?
Aren't we
Was it
the
his kids?
sheriffs here?
Are we sure it
Well,
was his kids?
no,
What happened to the
it could've
wolf?
been a
We
dog,
were
no.
sure. We were sure she had like a very high roll on her tracking. It was a two-headed wolf. It was not undead children. We know for sure it was a two-headed wolf. Or dog.
Dun dun.
Is it? What do you remember? Scarlet. What was it?
Yeah, so it was definitely.
Was it
a two-headed
undead
dog.
children?
It was definitely a two-headed dog.
Okay.
Druid, for someone who lives in the woods, the fact that you are wondering if a dog's paw and a halfling's foot look even remotely similar makes me just...
You're pretty sure it was a dog. You're pretty sure it was a canine, and you think it may have been a death dog. It was not a zombie halfling child.
Right. So why are we talking about whether or not it's...
Okay, well, regardless, the point of the matter is that they're dead. That the law enforcement of the area is dead.
We don't know that the sheriff is dead,
missing.
though it's reasonable to assume
No.
that it might be. They might
We know
be
for
around.
sure. We know for sure that the deputies are dead.
Yeah.
The deputies are dead. Most definitely,
And the sheriff is
the
missing.
sheriff is unaccounted for, who could
And
be,
there's
in fact,
still-
a necromancer.
A death dog out there somewhere. And
Could be.
you really got to
necromancer
stop
obsession.
accusing everyone of necromancy. It's gonna get us in trouble, Aramil.
I see
Rumors
necromancy.
start moving around
and
when people
therefore
start doing
I
that.
know that there is necromancy.
I don't want
How
to
would
be
that
traveling.
shake
Shaking
you?
again,
Aramil
the
in
hand of the
position.
plates outstretched towards you.
Wiz?
At this point,
He starts shaking again. No one
I-
took the plates off him. You're having a whole conversation about necromancers right in front of him.
Hey,
I'll-
I'll take the plates.
Okay, Scarlet takes the plates.
okay.
You
So
now
what
have
was the-
four
what was the first item
silver
that he
inlaid
handed
plates.
to me?
Pardon?
What was the first item that he handed to me?
It was a ring with a segmented sort of back piece to it and a finger cap. I can't remember what it's called.
Armor ring is what they're usually called.
Armor ring.
They're literally like armor for your whole finger because it'll bend with the finger. Is that what you're thinking about?
Armor ring.
They've got
Um,
joints on them, hinges.
and as you look at it, you
have
think that
things
this is particularly fancy. There was something about it.
Woot! All right. I need to write that down.
I haven't even written it down.
I'm so tired.
I've been given some magical armor ring. I'll just remember it.
Remember it.
Ah.
Right.
Are you writing this down as well, Scarlett?
So,
Yeah.
Can I-
I could get the silver plates, but he gave me the ring.
He's no longer catatonic, right? Like,
He's iffy, but he's not catatonic. No.
okay. What was it? Was it insight then that I can use to roll to like check his actions, like whether
Sure.
his intentions are? I don't trust this guy. He keeps asking to be alone with his kids, and here's a guy who is a necromancer raising undead children spawn.
Once.
Like,
Okay.
what?
Okay.
Once.
Roll insight.
Why does he want to be alone? I don't trust it. He needs to be. I think he's going
Okay.
to try to kill himself. He just witnessed this horrific thing
You
where
just wanted to
Wolfslayer.
kill him.
and now
Of
you're
course.
worried
Not
that
okay
he's
with
going to
him killing
commit
himself.
suicide?
It's not the same thing.
Oh, I see. I want to be the one to kill him. It isn't it that he's
No.
dead. It's that I get to
No.
kill him.
No, I don't.
You.
I don't even care if it's me that kills him or not. I want him to be dealt with, but also
But not
it's
by
not
his
the
own
same
hand.
thing. If he does it by his own hand, or if he is trying to be alone, it could be because he's not trying to. He's misleading us. Here's a guy. Yeah, it could be grief, or it could be anything. Could be anything else.
I wish to fall on my sword to reclaim my honor. No! I will make you fall on my sword.
As the name of the show goes, roll for it.
Okay, so this is a. What was it called again? Insight.
Intuition.
Insight.
Insight.
Like,
Yeah.
It is a 6. Son of a.
Okay.
It's a natural one. It doesn't matter
I
what your
will point
bonus is.
out-
It's a natural one
I
at
feel
that
so
point
point.
much
out,
better
Aramil.
about the tree right now.
Yeah.
Aramil, you feel completely convinced of this. You feel completely convinced of what I'm about to tell you. Okay?
Okay.
He is grieving. He just wants to put his kids to rest and get on with his life. That's what it seems to you. You feel that he genuinely just wants to put this behind him, that he just doesn't want to be sort of half embarrassed to have you guys around at the same time. And he just wants to be able to forget about it.
Okay. Fair enough.
The meta knowledge in me is like, he got that on a fumble. I'm casting that knowledge aside right now. Malfas is happy with Aramil's sudden appearance of confidence about this man's intent. That was so you rolled a natural critical, a natural 20 on not throwing up, and a natural 1 on an insight check. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
People are saying in chat that since it's a critical fail, that it must not be true. So
That's literally what I was just
everyone
saying.
else needs to pay attention.
That's literally what I was just saying about the meta knowledge in me. But no, that's gone.
But that isn't necessarily how it works.
No, it isn't.
No.
It isn't. That's very true.